We have some breaking news here for you. It's very interesting times that we're in right now, folks. We have President Joe Biden says that he is suspending his candidacy in the 2024 presidential election. Can you believe this? So we're on President Joe Biden's Twitter page. And what do we have here? We have a picture of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And what does the tweet say, Timmy B? It says, "My fellow Democrats, I have decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies of my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president. It's been the best decision I've made today. I've made. Now today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this." Okay. It's got 83 million views. This is from Joe Biden himself. It's got like another. Okay, so it's the same one, right? I just gave to Kamala Harris. Very interesting. So now it's Biden Harris. Donate. Let's finish the job. And what do we have here? We have Matt Walsh. "You only served 4 years, but you can take solace in the fact that you made an enormous impact during this short time. Of course, the impact was totally disastrous, but it was enormous." That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. "Screw the 14 million primary voters who cast their ballots for you. Am I right? That's in wokeness. Patriots win. Democracy is on the ballot. Vote Trump." What is going on? Lives of TikTok goes, "Worst president in history. Unless Kamala wins, then you will only be second to worst. Is that why you're endorsing her?" Tim Young. Who is Tim Young? Comedian. It's got a picture of Trump. Okay. "Kamala Harris' entire campaign will be cackling about." Oh man, that's crazy. And then he says something else. Valentina Gomez, shout out to her, goes, "Bye Joe, Kamala is worse and a DEI hire. Also, her laugh is annoying." I don't even know. "Was the worst approval of any vice president in U.S. history. So naturally, Joe Biden endorses her." Oh, man, that's crazy. Dr. Jebra Fouché, "Kamala for president. Who is with me?" So Kamala, or Kamala for president. Okay. "Who is with me?" says Jebra Fouché. The Biden ship is planet of memes. So it's the Democrats. It's a bunch of rats. And then here's a ship. And there's a U.S. president. It's USS Joe Biden. It's a planet of memes. And it looks like the ship is kind of looking a little bit sketch there, huh? Let's continue. We're going to get to some credible stuff here. I just want to see what folks are saying. This is like breaking news. This is on Twitter. I just want to see what the temperature of the room is here, folks. Oversight. When did Kamala know about Joe's severe mental decline? And is she going to stop the weaponization of government against the left's political opponents? That's a very interesting question there by Oversight Project. Nothing says protecting democracy like prosecuting your prosecuting your political opponents. Okay, removing opponents from the ballot, protecting your corrupt family and stonewalling investigations, denying primary challengers, ignoring Congress, using the government to lie to constituents. I don't care who does the electing as long as I get to do the nominating. Boss Tweed, head of corrupt New York Democratic machine. I mean, folks, like, this is wild. Why is the CCP in here? Here, I found out the right analogy for most for what actually happened, just like the CCP. I don't know what's going on here. Well, it's Twitter, right? It's crazy. If you're not capable of running, you're not capable of being president. Trump's 5 million popular vote victory just turned into 8 million. So you capitulated to the Obama-led coup and ignored the will of your Democratic voters. May you live in interesting times, huh? Joe is doing what he thinks is right for America, just as he always has during his tenure as president of the United States. That's a clean picture. It's a clean picture. I'll admit that. He would rather throw himself under oh my God. He would rather throw himself under the bus than allow someone like Trump to regain power. He's bowing for you and for me, for all of us. I respect him and I respect his decision. Biden did a great job as president. This actually proves, okay, that isn't, okay. This actually proves what a great president Biden truly is. Respect. Nothing but respect. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to like it for the clean picture that... Where did this man get this clean picture? Did AI make that? Regardless, folks. So that's a little bit, of like both sides, right? It's a little bit of both sides on that one, right? I figured that'd be a good one, right? Let's see here. Or is this the one here? Okay, so here's the deal. I mean, that's right from Joe Biden. I don't know how clear that has to be. Like, I would love to see what the mainstream media news outlets come up with tomorrow, and we'll tap in of what they actually have to say on their news articles, and we'll definitely tap in, folks. But that's clear as day. Joe Biden said that he's taken a step down, huh? I mean, it's crazy, right? Man, so he steps down, and Kamala Harris takes over. The war chest goes to her. And who does she pick for her VP? And it looks like Mr. Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, is trending right now. I'm pretty sure. Him and Mark Kelly, which is their governor of Arizona. Beshear, I'm not aware of who this individual is, but to my understanding is that she's going to be looking for a VP, and it would behoove of her, right? It would behoove of her, to my knowledge, for her to pick a group of individuals that can give her some states that she wouldn't be able to normally acquire on her own. So she would need to acquire through a VP. That is to my understanding of that terminology. That's how Donald Trump picked his VP, is what they're saying, because JD Vance is somehow he's from Ohio, so that gets some of those Ohio voters, and it almost, they say it's like a guarantee, right? But you can look this stuff up. Regardless, Kamala Harris, she picks Governor Shapiro. That means that gives her Pennsylvania. That's like almost a win, right? They say that any president that wins Pennsylvania is like a guarantee. I don't know the specifics. Yeah, I can go look this up. I'm not going to do that at this moment, but this is just off the top of the dome of what we're just putting together here of the information that's being out there, that's being put out there, is that Governor Shapiro has Pennsylvania, and if she acquires him as a VP, that's almost like a guarantee win, or that's more of a threat, or more of a challenge, not a threat. Let's gotta watch what we say here, folks. We gotta watch what we say here. So a friendly show here. More of a challenge, right, at the polls of acquiring different states, right, and acquiring different voters. Regardless, Mr. Shapiro here seems to be trending, and he may be a VP pick, folks. That's what I'm saying. That's what I got to say about that. Mark Kelly seems to be an option, because getting Arizona would be a win as well, because it seems like Arizona is very what is it, conservative, but it's like blue, it's purple, because there's a lot of, how they say, Democratic voters that have moved there, moved to Arizona, and Arizona being a more conservative or Republican state, whatever, right? Her acquiring Arizona would be pretty legit for her. It would be beneficial for her success and the polls, folks. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, very interesting. I'm going to keep you folks updated. I don't know for sure, but obviously I'm like, once again, I'm going to look at this here. You see it's trending. So, we'll end this segment on just tapping, and we'll literally just click that, and then we'll see what we get here. Josh Dunlap, Kamala's 4 most likely choices for VP. This is on Twitter, by the way, or formerly known as Twitter, now is known as X. Kanye speaks on how new Ben Shapiro controlled Candace Owens' voice. Let's stay on topic here. Jake Tapper, Josh Shapiro, Senator Joe Manchin calls for an open process for Democrats to choose a new nominee in an interview with Jake Tapper. I have got 2 tremendous governors right next door to me, and Andy Beshear in Kentucky. Okay, that's who that is. And Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania. So let's go play this clip here, folks, real quick. Let's see what they have to say.
How would that be done, do you think?
I'm very hopefully, Jake, that it would be done in an open process. I think that we have a lot of talent on the bench, a lot of good people, and I'm partial to governors because a governor can't afford to be partial. They can't afford to be partisan strictly, because that pothole or that bridge doesn't have a D or an R on it. I've got 2 tremendous governors right next door to me, and Andy Beshear in Kentucky and Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania, who are operating with legislatures either evenly split or completely opposite of their party affiliation. They haven't divided their state. They haven't made you pick a side and demonize the other side. They've brought people together. This is what an open process would do, I think. It would bring more people out in a process that could bring Democrats like me back.
So obviously you're calling for President Biden to stop running for re-election.
I want him to be the president in the last 5 months of this presidency of his term, to do what he can do is unite our country, to calm down the rhetoric, and be able to focus attention to peace in the world. Campaigning, I've been through statewide campaigns many times. It's an unbelievable challenge to anybody, physically, mentally, every way, shape, and form. And right now, the country and the world needs our president, Joe Biden, with the compassion he's always had and the ability to bring people together, to use all of his forces and energy towards that.
Senator Joe Manchin is calling like a State of the Union, or CNN's calling like a State of the Union. That's crazy. There's some wild stuff going on, folks.